What's up guys, it's Giovanni. The thumbnail you clicked on is not clickbait. You are about to watch a demonstration of how to escalate smoothly with the help of my gorgeous friend, Sam. By the end of it, you should know exactly how to create that unspoken attraction with women and how to do it in a way that still makes you a good guy. This is part of the whole authentic attraction method. Enjoy. Imagine I'm a sales guy, I'm trying to sell a car. Do you want a car? Do you want a car? Do you want a car? Right? Eventually, if you go through 1,000 people, one of them is like, hey, I'm in the market for a car. A good salesperson will qualify his lead first, right? Do you have a car already? How do you feel about your car? How many years have you had it? It's 50% off all the new vehicles that are coming in. We do this once a year, right? So is that something that you can afford or is that something that you might be interested in? So I'm qualifying her for the sale for the car, right? Same thing with like dating skills. Girls have this idea of like the safe roller coaster ride. So it's like she get out with her friends, drink a little bit, dance, have fun. Her emotions are like this, right? And she's looking for a climax. That climax could be just going home and chilling out and having, you feel good after going out. But sometimes that climax for her is like, I want to hook up with a cool guy. And that's when you catch and release, right? At 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. if you're in Miami. But to me, good game is like actually having some finesse. What you want are, in my opinion, is a level of comfort and arousal. So what that means is if she's with a group of her friends, a lot of times girls will feel judged, even though she wants to kiss you or hook up with you. So most of the time, I don't kiss a girl in front of her friends. I've done it, but it doesn't feel good.
Can I kiss you?
Sure.
You just got pranked!
I find a place where we're isolated, or maybe she has to go to the bathroom, or it's behind the bar or behind the restaurant, and you steal a kiss, and then you go back to the group. So comfort, arousal. Now, as I'm getting closer to the girl, most guys are so eager to get laid or to get a kiss. It's like someone who hasn't ate in like 2 days. It's like hungry, right? So when they go for the kiss, it's like you felt that, right? I didn't even tell her to do that. She was like, what the f? I'm an attacker, finally. I'm so hungry. So the way I do it is right before I take a pause, right? And you see this in the movie Hitch too. Will Smith, he was teaching this guy. So you take a pause, and the reason you take a pause is you're non-verbally telling her that you're not needy, right? So it's like, right? If she likes you, she either will move in a little bit or she'll stay there. And unless she goes like this, moves back, I keep going. Now, that key pause moment, the same way I open is the same way I kiss. Hey, I get her attention, right? That moment, that 1 second moment is the margin between good game and bad game, in my opinion. Because most say like, hey, who lies more, men or women? Or like, hey, you're really cute, I want to talk to you. For me, when I open, it's like, hey, I make sure I have her attention and like, you look interesting, are you? So again, it's not you're so hot, you're so beautiful. It's you look like you might be an interesting person, and then I qualify. Are you an interesting person? So that frame is now set. Same thing with a kiss. No.
Stop it.
It's like, I would like to kiss you. Do I have your permission? But I'm saying all this non-verbally, right? Just by my movements alone. Okay, so if I were to demo it, it would look like this, okay? Okay, like that. All right.
I like that you stopped like this and we're already close, and it wasn't like you were coming super quick at my face to make out with me.
Exactly, right? That's the girl's perspective. Also, like, what am I doing here? So if I'm putting my hands here, she's not moving. It's more likely that if I move here, she won't move as well. Or if I touch her hand, or if I already held hands with her, at this point, I already have the escalation ladder. So every step of the way, I know she's complying. So now it's a lot more likely that when I go like this, she'll comply as well. It's almost like holding in an orgasm, but it's really hard when you're really close because you feel very excited as a guy, right? So to be able to hold her like this and not move shows what? Number one, a level of restraint. I like her, but there are other girls out there. So I always have like an abundance mentality. There's always another girl around the corner. You just have to find the right one for you. So this pause right here, in the beginning, when you do it as a beginner, you're gonna feel like, oh my God, it's very like hard to hold this, right? But as you get better, you can hold this and it won't affect you because you've already had the experience. When you do that, because most guys can't, in her back of her mind, not even logically, she'll be like, this guy seems different. I feel good around him. And sometimes she can't even explain it. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with you?
It does, yes, it does. I do like when guys play a little harder to get and not super complimented and
not just like, like a pancake, you just flip.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm yours. There you go.
Yeah, like be really close, but not kiss me.
Yeah.
Make me want it.
How much of a tease is that? It's like, I'm good. And it's like, anyway, how's your mom doing? And she's like, what the?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, why isn't he kissing me?
Yeah. In attraction, and it took me a while to learn this because I'm very analytical, right? It's the push and pull of the energy fields of masculine and feminine. And that happens verbally, non-verbally, subconsciously, energy field-wise, and sub-communication through your micro expressions. And those are 5 layers of communication that I didn't even know existed. All I thought were just the words, right? It depends on where you're at. If you're out at a bar or a restaurant, just stop.
It's time to stop.
Right? On the couch, or if you're in your bed, this is something I'll do, and then I'll just have Sam react naturally, okay? Let me know if you're not comfortable with this, but imagine if you were about to hook up with me and we were kissing as if it's like that, and then just react how you would, okay? Because I'm gonna show a technique that I use.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so. You good?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what we're recording
Okay,
here.
keep going.
But you're giving me my natural reaction.
Yeah.
I would keep going in and probably push my body up again.
Okay, good. Now notice how I stopped first, and then something I'll say is, are you good? That can be interpreted in a lot of ways, but most women will know when you're saying that is, oh, this guy's taking a moment to see how I feel. Fuck, now I really want to fuck him.
Yeah, it did make me want it more.
So in other words, your ability to pause, your willingness to walk away, your willingness to not be so needy, like I have to have this, like you're a beggar almost, right? Ironically, that mentality gets you laid more and faster because you're just like taking a moment. So think about it from her perspective too, right? It's like every guy is trying to get into me. This one guy actually paused and I said, are you good? And I didn't make it very specific because women don't like to be, even if she's ready to sleep with you, she doesn't like the fact that you say it out loud. Hey, would you like to sleep with me? It's just like, are you good? She's like, oh, just with that alone, it's like, oh, he cares about me. Like he's taking my comfort level into account. So I have had feedback from girls after I sleep with them. I'm like, when did you decide you want to sleep with me? Sometimes it'll be like right away. Sometimes it'll be like, you know, when you pause and you ask me if I was okay, that made me want to fuck you even more because so few guys do that. And it's not even a trick. It's a mentality of like, if I was her, if I had her body, if we switch bodies, as a girl, I have a different retraction circuit, right? So how would I feel if a guy just like, you know, it's so needy. And even if he was hot, a lot of hot guys do this because they don't have to work for it. It's like, fine, I'll fuck you. God, there's no finesse to this dance, right? But if you're a hot guy, or even if you're a guy who's okay looking and you have good style, check out the links below for good style, and you can pause and you have game and you have finesse to it, then that attraction builds and it kind of builds, and it gets to a point where there's a climax and it has to explode, right? So in her emotional roller coaster ride with you gets to that point where she's like, fuck, this guy's cool, I want to fuck him now. And then I don't feel bad about it. Make sense? So one other technique that I use, don't think of it as a technique, it's more like something you practice until you understand the principle of it. As I'm talking to her, before the kiss, I'll plant the seed for something. So it's called setting the precedence. So for example, I'll say, I'm really curious, how would you feel if we hooked up tonight? Would you feel bad about it the next day? Or would you feel okay?
I would love that.
Okay. So when you ask that question beforehand, right, you're seeding the thought of her sleeping with you. And here's what you're doing. You're evaluating how she would feel about herself if she slept with you, okay? And that's important because some girls, even if they like you, they'll feel guilty the next day. In chess, there's a thing called fool's mate. When you win the game in 3 moves, that's what happens if you sleep with a girl too early and she feels guilty. The next day, she's gonna not call you back or she's gonna flake because she felt, it's like buyer's remorse. It's like you ever buy something from a store, like, I kind of want to return this, okay? So if she says I'm gonna feel guilty, even if I like her, even if I know she likes me, I'll be like, that's cool, let's just hang out and we can just, you know, keep it PG-13 and kiss and make out. But I always respect her boundaries. But if she's into you and she doesn't feel guilty about sex, she's gonna be like, no, I feel great. In which case you know like, oh, okay, that's where I can go as well. And I do that before the event happens, so it's already planted in her mind. Use these responsibly, but it's a great way to give her a good experience. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is sexual escalation. So you have done all the things that I've taught you so far in this video, and you feel like she might be down. You already asked her and she's like, I don't feel guilty about it. So how do you escalate from the kiss? So as you're kissing, the safe places to touch is back, head, and as you can see, waist and legs when we're standing up. But there's a line that you can cross if you feel like she's open to it. And that's as you're kissing, there's the breast area and then there's like the hip area, right? But that's like, once you go there, then you're escalating to the next step. I do it very carefully. I always make sure that she's comfortable with this, and this. And then I will go towards the breast or I go downwards, but I go very slowly. And if I sense any resistance at all, I stop right away. And I always take 2 steps back. Sometimes a girl will escalate. She'll start grabbing you, between the legs, or she will push her chest against you if she likes you. Your job as a guy really is just to lead her, but lead her comfortably. And whenever I sense resistance, I always take 2 steps back and then 1 step forward again. I never ever push for it. So slowing it down is actually the fastest way to get laid. But more important than that, slowing down is the fastest way to run good game and to be a man who can make women feel good. Make sense? Okay, I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. This is actually going to be part of my upcoming master course honest hookups. In this course, I will show you the exact steps that I used and taught hundreds of clients over 10 years to smoothly escalate with the women that you really want. You'll learn to do it in a way that's honest and fun for her, and it will feel easy and smooth to you once you know what the exact steps are. There's really nothing like it out there because all the advice out there are based on what I consider manipulation, tricks, coercion. The truth is that women like sex too. Surprise! And most of the time, they like it more than men. But most men don't understand a woman's real attraction cycle. And that's why in this course, I'm going to break it down for you step by step from her perspective and draw out the practical steps that you need to take to create that great experience, okay? If you want to get on the wait list for this course, just go to this link right here and enter your email, okay? And when it launches, you'll be the first one to know. You will also receive a free dating guide with 33 proven attraction lines that you can use right now. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.